Welcome to the Near Memo, a weekly conversation about search, social, and commerce. What happened, why it matters, and the implications for local. Okay, so David, to you for the final item, the beam. What is the beam and why is it upsetting to you?
The beam itself is not upsetting to me at all. It's Google's reaction to the beam that's upsetting. So
let's lay a little background here. That if you're not involved in sports and you have no clue about popular culture
it's
and sports,
time to hang up now.
It is. That's right. Go ahead, David. Floor is yours.
So I'll Cliff's notes here. So the Sacramento Kings have, I believe, the longest playoff drought in all major professional sports. They have not made the playoffs since 2006.
No, I didn't know that.
It's a completely dysfunctional franchise.
It's an NBA franchise.
An NBA team, Sacramento Kings.
Yeah.
So they've had their fans have been just starved for any kind of good news for whatever this is now, 16 years. And the team is playing pretty well this year. They've won 6 or 7 games in a row. And the Kings marketing department, or someone within the Kings, decided to start a new gimmick to celebrate a Kings win. At the end of every game, they installed something like 10,000 LEDs on the roof of the arena, which they light, and they're all purple, which is the Kings color, and they all light up these LED lights at the same time to celebrate a Kings win. So you have this huge light beam that shoots, hundreds of miles into the sky that can be seen from all around, because Sacramento's, it's in the middle of the valley, so it's very flat. You can see it from everywhere. So this has become a real thing. So Kings fans now, there's a whole, sort of hashtag and everything else, light the beam. The players have gotten into it. It's a feel-good story for a franchise that's had just nothing to feel good about in so long. So a Kings fan, Derek Wood, added the beam as a place of worship to Google Maps on Tuesday. Today's the 8th. He added it on Tuesday the 6th.
That was the category, places of worship?
Added to Google Maps, user added as a place of worship. Immediately it got something like 100 5-star reviews. And they're really funny reviews. I mean, people saying, let's see if I can find a couple of these. I was lost, wandering aimlessly through life. Do not let the naysayers dissuade you from finding the beam. One guy talks about it cured his lactose intolerance, et cetera, right? So the Kings fans are just having a good time with this. It's not harming anyone. It's not like a church is losing business because people are already all of a sudden attracted to the beam. It's just a feel-good story all the way around. 2 days later, as of this morning when we were recording the podcast, it's now been nuked. The whole listing is gone. All the reviews are gone. You can't even find it on Google Maps anymore. And it just strikes me as, like, of all the things that Google can and should be paying attention to from an anti-spam standpoint, to just, pour salt in the poor Kings fans' wound by removing their, beloved place of worship is just incredible to me. And I should note that Yelp, which likes to tout its anti-spam bona fides at every possible turn, the beam still exists on Yelp. So you can go to yelp.com and leave a review for the beam as a place of worship. It has 19 5-star reviews as of this morning, and 0 of those reviews have been filtered. So Yelp in some cases, Yelp in this particular case is either sort of less nanny bot than Google and is sort of letting this one slide through, or they just haven't gotten around to it with their algorithm yet. But anyway, it's just a bizarre.
Or the Kings are paying them.
Or the Kings are paying Yelp, which
corruption
could be true, I suppose. Yeah. But the Kings owner is notoriously cheap, so I can't imagine he would approve a line item in the budget to pay Yelp off. So, anyhow,
that may be a meta
story for the. Go ahead.
No, go ahead, David.
It's a great feel-good story for the Kings, and just what a weird thing for Google. This has to have been a manual edit. I can't imagine that this got filtered by the AI that Mike was just talking about. Like, what a weird thing for Google to capitalize on. And also, who reported this? The Kings don't even have any real rivals in the NBA. So, like, what rival fan group was reporting this as a fake listing? Don't know.
Well, that may be the difference between the old Google and the new Google. They're with more of a personality and sense of humor, and now much more machine-like and buttoned down and corporate and concerned about revenue and so on and so forth. But anyway, it's let's bring back hashtag bring back the beam. So
that's right.
Okay, all right, and with that, we end another interesting and hopefully educational episode. And as I said, Mike has got a whole article on the Google review algorithm and the tactical takeaways from that. And we'll be talking more about that in the future. So we've only got a couple more episodes this year of 2022, maybe even only one more, depending upon how many we decide to do into the holidays. And I think we want to bring on special guest Barry Schwartz at some point in the not too distant future. So good stuff coming up. So tell your friends and subscribe to the newsletter, and have a great rest of your week.
Thanks for joining David, Mike, and Greg. To stay on top of the latest developments in local, subscribe to our newsletter at nearmedia.co. We'll see you next week.